Springboker versus Wales match review. All right, a lot to kind of go over, not too much as we kind of expected this result. I mean, it was played in Wales at the Principality Stadium, Millennium Stadium, as we like to call it. Luckily indoors, I think, for South Africa. We're not the best wet weather and, nearly snow weather team, but a great win in the end. 45 points to 12. It never really felt like it was in doubt. The pressure was always on Wales, and Wales to even score 12 points. I commend them for that. I did project them to score 12 points. I said final score for me would have been 42-12 in my prediction. So 3 points off, right? 3 points off. Damn, so close. But, good fight by the Welsh team, and the Springboks just kept. But the thing is, this is where I think the only thing as Russie and all them probably would be quite annoyed is so much dominance, but not getting the points for it. So there's about 3 or 4 just botched tries, like one held up where Fussy was over the line and he got held up. One where he was through as well. And there's a couple ones where you just go, we kind of need to make that against the best teams. It reminds me of, the Brisbane game where we played against the Wallabies. I think we dropped 3 tries. There was one where Billy LaRue had 2 people in his outside dummied, went himself, went up losing the ball. And the other one was Sasha Feinberg was straight through and he dropped the ball just clean. So we just need to make the most of those opportunities because against the best teams in the world, we're not going to get a second chance like we do against Wales. So 45-12, final score, Carl Dixon as the referee. I think he held control quite well. There wasn't many times I went, what the heck's he doing? There was a couple of penalties where I was like, oh, that's a bit of a bad call. But at the end, they are human and you expect a couple of mistakes at least. So as you can see here, from South Africa and from Wales, the try scorers, Franco Mostert started very well. I'll put the highlights down here so you can actually see, the tries as they happen. But yeah, Franco Mostert, man, just what a line. You'll be able to see it soon. Pretty much in the first 5 minutes, South Africa have been breaking them open already. You can see here. So they're passing it out to the right, just kind of take the tackle. Colby takes a tackle. And then here, just Mostert just hits a line out of heaven. A line straight out of heaven, just beautiful hit. Great try there. Then Etzebeth, so both the lock pairing partners score the first 2 tries. I mean, who would have guessed that South Africa's 2 locks score the first 2 tries of the match? If you're a betting man, they would have paid thousands of dollars, I think, if you put both of them to score first. And then we'll jump onto the second try once this highlight's done. I guess the only highlights to show is really tries, right? South Africa did really well in the air. I think, they won most of the aerial battles on both sides, but a good counter ruck here, good quick hands, and Etzebeth gives it on to the pace man, Arendse, and then back inside ball to the big giraffe himself, Etzebeth. It's funny when you see these big forwards who never see space in front of them. They're like, what the heck, what's going on? I don't need to just run into people. And then next try here by Kirtley Arendse, just a well-worked, good hands, Fussy knew, just put it down, and he's gonna finish. He's a great finisher. Then there was a bit of a break here, so 15 minutes before the next try from Lowe, and good work try just through the middle, pick and drive. I think it's also, it was a lot of pressure. We've been in the 22 for so long, and it just showed, with this pressure, you can see here, quick hands, that was called back this try for him from a knock-on from Jaden. That's the only thing I think we can really fault Jaden at the moment is just his ruck cleanliness. He, especially the last week against England and all that as well. Scotland. He just wasn't getting the ball out quick enough. He's not, getting it out. And you can see the scrum here just destroying the Welsh scrum. Quick tap. And here he comes. Just a quick little pick and go, and over he goes. And then luckily Wales score a try right on halftime here by Rio Dyer. Long ball, just pace, pace outside Jordan Hendrickse, and just gets it down, try time. So well deserved. I mean, they did give a bit of pressure. They were on the line for a while. They had a few penalty advantages. So, Wales cashing in on what little opportunities they had. I think they were only in South Africa's 22, maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times on separate occasions, should I rather say, and they scored 2 tries. So well done to them. But this was a great try. Kirtley links up with Fussy, and Fussy puts it down in the corner. Just a great dummy through, draws the fullback in. You can see dummy, Fussy would have just been tackled there and then just back. So Kirtley had a great game as well. Great game by Kirtley Arnser. A few people really stood up today, I'd say. Next try, Steenekamp. Just pick and go. Yet again, same thing. The Welsh defender's a little bit too high there, not getting underneath. And, that's going to be a try every day of the week. Next one, Jordan Hendrickse gets his, I'm not sure if it's his first try, but, only a second game for the Booker. And he scores a lovely try. Set up by himself. Oh, what a good little... That would have been great to, he had a chance early in the game from Jaden, his brother, where he, did a little chip over and Jordan was through if he picked it up, but he knocked it on, unfortunately. But you can see here the Welsh team not giving up. The crowd was still there. There were, only a couple of empty seats, not too many, and just driving and pushing and not giving up. And that's what Dewey Lake, the captain, said himself. He said, we never gave up, and that's all we got to do. We've got to fight, and we've got to enjoy the journey because we're still putting on the jersey, and we're going to enjoy it while we can. And I agree. Your career's not that long, so enjoy it while you can. And I think, a lot of these penalties, a lot of these mistakes that the Welsh did, it's nothing to do with the coaching. It's I think 3 penalties for tackling someone in the air, just before they hit the ground. So no need to even do it. And like the commentator said, it's not the coach teaching them this stuff, it's themselves doing it. So final score, 45-12, 3 points off, 3 points off. Damn it. So close in the end. But it's 7 tries by the Booker, couple missed kicks, 2 tries by the Welsh, 618 meters. I think it was actually more, the in-game stats actually showed like 900, but 618 meters for the Booker, 84 meters for Wales. It's just crazy. And to still score 2 tries, that's a pretty good job. 183 carries to 62. So look at that. You're making a meter, 1.3, 1.4 meters per carry, where the Booker making, 3 meters a carry. So that's the big difference here is, 3.5 meters a carry, 1 meter a carry. That's crazy. Defenders beaten, 46 missed tackles by, obviously, Wales, 6 missed tackles by Boks, 15 breaks compared to 1, 209 passes, 72, 20 offloads to 2, and 14 turnovers conceded. That's where the handling errors, knocking the ball on, all that type of stuff. And that's why Wales kept it as close as it was, because of Africa's own mistakes. That's what it was at the end of the day. You can see turnovers 1 as well. Dewey Lake over the ball. He was instrumental for them. Very much instrumental. So that's the game there. We'll go through a couple of players who stood out for us. Thomas Toy, I mean, he can play both sides of the scrum, and not many people can say that, especially at international level. So good on him. He was great. Vilko Low was solid. Dewey Lake, obviously, for Wales, to me, was amazing. A great player. Etzebeth went off early. Franco Moster got player of the match for just his work rate. Made over 10 tackles, made over 10 carries. Sia Khaleesi, Elrich Lowe with his try. Jasper Wiese probably was one of the player of the matches for me. He was instrumental. He made over 100 running meters. He had like 18 carries. The guy is a machine. He's just a total machine. And then Jack Morgan for the Welsh. Another good game. James Botham, great game. Try at the end as well for him. And I think, he's definitely a player for the future. He's shown he's got a bit of grit. He's bulked up over the last couple of years, and he scored a try against Australia as well. So these are the players they need to build around, right? That's the players they need to build around for the next World Cup. And Jaden Hendrickse, Ellis Bevan, both kind of a fair game. Jordan Hendrickse played well, got the whole 80 minutes. Sam Costello had periods where he was good, in the air, couple of good tackles in defense. Rio Dyer, apart from a couple dumb penalties. The try, that's why he's there. He's there because he's super fast. He's not going to be there for defense. He's not going to be there for anything else. He's there to go and score a try. Kirkley Aarons was solid. Damien Dialinde, just did his work. Jesse Kriel did his work. Nothing outstanding, nothing bad. Cheslin Colby got very involved in this game. He was actually in the middle a lot, trying to beat defenders. Afalele Fassi was really, really good, apart from getting held up and a couple other little mistakes. But apart from that, he was solid. He did a couple crossfield kicks where it really opens up the game. So 10 can link up with Fassi. He does a little, left-footed little dink over to the sideline because that wing is going to come up. So if you're pretty much on, if you're attacking but you're on your own half, obviously the winger's back, possibly both wingers are back and the fullback as well. But a lot of teams kind of do the two system now, where there's the far wing is back, and the fullback. And then obviously when that ball gets passed to Fassi, that winger will push up, and then that fullback will cover that spot. The other winger will cover behind. So as soon as that wing comes up, then that's when he does the dink over, and that's where it opens up a lot. Really does. Blair Murray was all right at the back there as well. Ben Thomas played a pretty good game, I think. He pushed into 10, I believe, at the end of the game there. And then obviously on the bench, none of them really got crazy amount of minutes. Malcolm Marks, Harris Senkamp, Vincent Koch. I mean, the scrum kind of held its own at the end. We weren't really dominating like we were when we had Vilko and Thomas Detoy at the front. Eric Hisnaman was he was getting kind of smashed in tackles, but he was always offloading, and I think that's what he's doing. He's taking that contact, offloading. Cameron Hanekom, he had a good debut, and that's probably about it. And Quibus Reinach, he set up that try for Jordan Hendrickson, so he's always a live wire. He might be mid-30s, but the guy plays like he's 22. It's a good game in the end. I'm just proud for Wales because they never gave up, still scored a try at the end. And, comparing it to the result of New Zealand and Italy, we can be very proud with how we finished this off. And then obviously the game coming up, you got Australia versus Scotland, which is another big game. But I'll do a review. I'll go and watch the All Blacks game. Unfortunately, I've seen the result before, which is annoying. But I'll watch that on Stan Sport, which is we can replay it, They even do replays where they cut out everything that's not in play, so only when the ball's in play. So as soon as the scrum goes, then that's when the recording would start, sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning here in Australia, so I'm just glad my Bokke won. Baie goeie game. Nou kan die manne bietjie rus, terug na Club Rugby 2, and we will see how the Champions Cup, all that type of stuff, but 3 points off. Let me know about your prediction. Were you close or were you a bit far off? But in total, good performance for both teams, I'd say. Both teams will go away happy. Rassi will probably think we could have put more on him. But in the end, 45-12, great score, 33-point win. You're not going to say no to that, and keeping them to 12 points where the Aussies allowed 20 points. So defense is what's going to win the next championship, and that's what they did. It was good defense, good tackling, and controlling the game. Thank you for watching. Give us a subscribe as well if you do want to watch future videos as well. Be able to see the reviews, previews. We're going to do other videos as well by looking at, what's the best club competitions around the world, all those type of things. And I also do reviews of the not as big results, because I think, these next nations coming through, I want them to be as good as Wales. I want them to be as good as Scotland. I want them to be as good as South Africa. I want 20 teams, 24 teams. So when you go to a World Cup, you go to a game, you're like, I actually don't know who's going to win this game. That's my wish in my lifetime, but I doubt it'll happen in our lifetimes. But I just wish one day you can go to a game and you really don't know who's going to win, no matter who the team is from 1 to 24. But I'll end it on that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.